What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. If either one of us go dark for a minute or two, it's because we are recording this while the Suns are playing the Cavaliers. Seal, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just realized how much shit I have on this fucking desk now. Um, yeah, fuck. I'm
You are
good.
definitely rolling and stuff.
This is insane, bro. This liquor bottle will
It's all
inevitably end up
alcohol,
here, but it's full. Empty, 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 empty. This basketball's not going anywhere. I have two Jaguars Crown Royals boxes. Can't fucking stand that liquor. Yeah, but other than this, my brain just got annoyed with it really fast. My apologies. I'm doing great, bro. You saw the world's not going to see because there's literal hell happening on the other side of this door, and I'm trying to stay as far away from it as possible. But we adopted a cat last week. Uh, it's a fucking handful. Went into it thinking, like, you know me, I love animals. My favorite thing about animals is that they were always somebody else's because me, myself, I'm not dealing with that tragedy that's going to happen every 10, 15 years if you own an animal. It's going to happen. At least we can get like 65, 70 if we're lucky. Or if
right?
you have good genes, maybe 90, 100. So I'm down with that. I'm down with making friends, but willingly buying and no, never wanted to do it. So I never thought of it as like really time consuming, I guess, and energy wise and all that stuff. But as a kid, having kittens and stuff was fine. As an adult, having a kitten sucks. Getting woken up at 2 in the morning to you, like I have so many cuts on my legs, my toes, my thighs of her playing with the blanket and me being under it. And I don't like blankets. I like the thin sheet. So I just get it all. And woken up the last couple of days, legs sweaty because I'm hiding under baby girl's blanket. But it's fun. I love
Do
it.
you move in your
Everything's
sleep?
been great.
You're like the
Yes, I
perfect bait.
do.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I roll over. And she won't cuddle with me. So the first night she cuddled with me, I slept. We were fine. She didn't wake up. Now that she cuddles with baby girl and I move about because I know I can, I'm fucked every night.
Yeah, we eventually, when I moved in with my girl, kicked him out of the room, and it's been night and day. Once he learned that he's not supposed to be in the room. He used to wake me up with headbutts. He used to scratch me, do my like attack my feet when I tried to turn, all that shit. But now he sleeps in his room, or he sleeps in the living room, I guess, for the most
Is
part.
it-
So that's good. But he's an old man now, so you got a lot of years ahead of you to get it to that point.
Yeah, I'd rather hear her meow until I fall back asleep than deal with this shit too much longer.
Well, it'll get better. They got to learn. They got to learn what the appropriate level of play is.
I mean, when I think about it, I get annoyed, but when it happens, I get pissed for a half a second, and then I get over it, and then I give her kisses, and I haven't chucked her yet. That's the good thing, right?
You better not ever do that shit, dog.
No shit. I tell her all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna throw you.
I tell Ko I'm gonna punt him over the balcony and I pick him up like a football, like about to punt his ass.
Junior's thing is like if you tell him to do something or like get off of something, he'll be like, I'm gonna throw it. So I'm like, I'm gonna throw you.
Nice. So, we haven't recorded in a while, so we were gonna
Oh,
make a
Calipari's
bracket,
at the game.
but I'm kind of glad we didn't make a bracket because the brackets have been just a shit show. I have one that was doing okay, but man, who expected? Let's not bury the lead here. NC State, the 11 seed, they're here. They're in the Final Four. They have this guy that can only run down the court like 3 times, but when he is out
Burns.
there, he is money. He's Jokic level passing, like legit. He's soft touch. He's big. He can spin. And DJ Burns Jr. They have the other DJ, who's like athletic and good at basketball. So they're doing things. I did not expect them to get past Duke. Obviously, I didn't expect them to get very far at all. I don't even think I had them win the first game, but I really thought Duke was going to be good. I was already matching up that Filipowski guy against Zach Edey, and now we got to worry about DJ Burns Jr. So, what has NC State been doing? Have you been watching these games? Like, how are they winning these games?
Yeah, I did have NC State going and losing to us where they ended up beating Marquette, but and my Gators when I'm trying to go through. But no, this is a team that where when you look at the runs that get made, where is it? Okay, yeah, so I had them lose. Oh no, I had them beating Marquette in this one. Woo!
Hey, get
I had them
some.
losing to Duke though. Shit. All right, so I had them almost being here. That's kind of cool. But no, that was a team that literally, besides I guess I didn't realize, um, that fucking heave against Virginia,
Hmm.
like in the ACC
After
tournament
Virginia
to
missed
open
a
up that
free throw
run.
too. Like the missed free throw is bigger to me than the heave.
That's
Because all they had
wild.
to do was hit a free throw and they win the whole thing.
Yeah. So that
It's nuts.
happens. They ended up going on a big ass, what, 6 game run to win the ACC championship. And then they just kept going. So, but when I saw that they were on a run to win the ACC championship and the teams that they were beating, and when you look at the teams that they had to play, I mean, why not them? Like honestly, like I don't think there's no women's South Carolina in this.
Right.
And yeah, Zach Edey's cool and all, but look at his fucking shit last year. When it came down to it, he was just a big guy, and you can't tell me he's gotten that far in a year against dominant play against another big guy like Burns. About to find out. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully that'll happen and it'll be amazing. But that's a team that is all about runs. They have great guard play and they have a huge ass dude that they could just feed the rock to. And it seems like this day and age, if you can have one big motherfucker to time up with 2 or 3 guys that can just lights out with the rock, then they're pretty much set up in this tournament. And that's why the what was it, Franken Dickinson, Eleanor, whatever the hell it was last year, was able to make a run. That's why Loyola 3, 4 years ago were able to make a run. Like you get a big guy and you get guys that can shoot around them, and you're going to be able to do something. That Loyola dude was a big ogre. Thinking
Yeah,
back
it
on
was.
him,
But the thing
but
about
yeah,
Burns is
that
like
so
Burns is nice with it, dude. He runs like that point center. When he is out there, he calls for the ball up at the top of the key and he's lefty, so that makes it even harder for defenders. But
he
um,
was a third ranked guy coming out of high school overall.
that's crazy, man. Where did he go? Because he transferred to NC State, right? Where was he at? Tennessee?
No idea.
I
Ooh,
think he was
maybe.
at Tennessee before.
Do I look
But
pale? Does this light make me
uh,
look pasty as
yeah,
shit?
a little bit.
I mean, I am.
I'm
That's fair,
pale.
right?
I mean, look at
That's
this shit.
fair.
You could,
Yeah.
I don't wear tanks very often, right? So,
Golly, y'all are just letting the floodgates go right now.
yeah, dude, you guys can't stop us. Um,
Everybody
but
else can.
we stop ourselves more often than not. I think it's because Grayson Allen's not in that we're doing better because we can't rely on him to make every fucking shot. Um, so yeah, so
That's
NC
odd.
State. I don't know if they'll make it past Purdue, but it's been a crazy run. It's been really exciting, really cool to watch them. Obviously, I wished Florida would win. We obviously didn't have a chance to talk about that game, but that was one of the best games I've ever seen. Offensively, just Colorado could not miss, and we were trying. We were trying really hard to stay with it, but on offense, but on defense, we just could not stop them. At one point, they made 18 straight buckets. Not to go back to the first round because that was so long ago, but yeah, Colorado made 18 straight buckets, and that's unreal. So I was really annoyed that we lost that
Yeah, I
first
wasn't
game,
able to watch that, unfortunately,
but
which sucks. But yeah, I mean, oh, fuck them. Fuck Colorado. Fuck
it was a hell of
Shador.
a game though. It was. It was the game of the tournament. I still think so far as like close, really awesome game. It was the one, maybe that overtime win by
How do you go
um
18 straight baskets and then what the fuck just happened there? 18 straight baskets and then only won by what, two? 2 points?
on a buzzer beater. Like because our dude was just I think he made what like the last 9 points of the game or
That
of
man was
for
fucking
Florida.
nasty.
Um so we have a
What was his
squad.
name?
Um something with a C, I think. Man, I don't remember anymore. See, it's been like 3 weeks. Florida doesn't have a team anymore.
It's been a while.
Um, but yeah. So, anyways, moving on to the teams that are back in it. It's fun to see a team like NC State, a Cinderella team. But let's talk a little bit about their opponent, and that's Zach Edey. That's Purdue. In most of my brackets, that I cared the most about, I had Purdue as the first number 1 seed to fall. So
I feel
obviously
like everybody did.
I was wrong. Um,
I
but
feel like when
just
CBS Sports was coming out with all those stats and stuff of the bracketology and all that
yeah,
stuff, I think that was the team that was most suspected to be the first one
it's
seed knocked it out.
hard because I watch so much NBA. I really only watch the college game when it comes March. I'll watch Florida, obviously, but like I don't watch other teams until it becomes March. So I watch from an NBA lens, and this is going to be my shot right here. It's not a hot take by any means, but if I'm wrong, I'll eat crow. Zach Edey is not an NBA player. He's just big. He works in college basketball because he's fucking giant, and he's able to move these kids that are going to be accountants and kids that are going to be whatever. They're going to be engineers, doctors, whatever.
Insurance
Um,
salesman.
when
That's my
he
favorite
gets
one.
in the league and he's trying to do that shit against Joel Embiid, against Rudy Gobert, against Giannis, Brook Lopez, whoever it is he's going to do, it's not going to work the same. It's just not. And so when I'm watching Purdue from an NBA perspective, I didn't have them going very far. But listen, if you have a dude that's whatever fucking he is, 7'4", 330 or whatever the hell he is, he can just move people out of the way. But that's what's so exciting about DJ Burns is he's not going to be able to do that. It's really exciting to see. And I think they
Bro.
played, didn't they play in like Atlantis or something at the beginning of the year?
Oh, really?
I think so.
I have no idea, but I'm excited for it. Like, and I really hope we get to see it happen. Like in my head, that it should have. Like the only reason Zach Edey gets away with it so much is that he's 6'4", and the difference from this year and last year is he really took his footwork seriously
Yeah,
and is able to get where he wants to go. Well, now you have a dude in DJ Burns who has elite footwork, so much so to where you have all these old football heads telling him he needs to go to football if basketball doesn't work out and become a tackle in the league. Like this
right.
dude is quick, he shuffles. He doesn't run. He's like the Joker. Like
Yeah.
it's like you have to have elite footwork with that size, and it's going to be so fun to watch. And if it's the way I imagine in my head, that could end up being maybe not the best game of the tournament, but the best battle for sure.
Yeah. It's possible. And if you would have looked before the tournament even started and said like Purdue versus NC State, first of all, you'd have been like, well, that's never going to happen. They're in opposite brackets. But you would think it's a complete domination. But now when you watch these games being played, I watched a few of the Purdue games, not a lot, but I watched pretty much every NC State game. Uh, and their defense is really impressive. And if Zach Edey's not doing his thing, I don't know who for Purdue. I know they have another little like a good guard, but I don't know who's doing it. It's Edey that's getting 40 points, 16 rebounds, things like that. So
Yeah.
he's not going to do that. I'm fairly certain. Obviously, um, Burns gets gassed out really fast, but the thing about Edey is he also gets gassed out pretty fast, honestly. There's been times where I've seen him just not go down on defense or like stand off to the side on offense and just say like this isn't my possession. So he also gets gassed out. The difference is Burns comes out because he's pretty much dead, and Edey tries to find spots to rest. But he's not going to be able to work Burns all game. So I'm excited. I hope that NC State can pull it out, but just because my brackets are toast anyway. But I doubt it. If I'm a betting man, and I am, I would have to say Purdue. But I would have bet against NC State literally from the very start. So I would be wrong, what, 5 times in a row at this point. So we'll see what happens. What do you think's going to happen?
I think Purdue's going to end up winning it, but I honestly wouldn't be too shocked if NC State did pull it out.
I kind of want to see Klingon versus Edie too, but we'll see. So moving
Oh,
to moving to the other side and talking about Klingon and Castle and all these other guys, UConn has just been on a freaking tear, dude. I saw all the every celebrity bracket, every media bracket, every bracket just pick UConn to repeat. And I was like, these guys are just they're bullshit artists, right? They just pick the best team. Most of them had the four number ones in the final four. They just pick the best team. They don't care. Or the highest rated
mm,
team. But then when you watch it, UConn goes on a 30-0 run against who I actually had as the champion, Illinois. Um, and they were up 50 whatever 56 to 23 after being up like 26-23, and I was like, okay, this team's legit. They did it against every other team, but you're like, oh, that's the 16 seed, oh, that's the 9 seed, oh, that's whatever, the 5 seed who only plays defense. But now it's Illinois and it's in the Elite Eight, and you're like, oh shit, okay, UConn's the real deal. And that's the only game that I watched of them, honestly, is the Illinois game, and I was so impressed. A 30-0 run's gonna impress anybody, but my God, they can
yeah,
do everything. It's unbelievable,
yeah,
and they do it like 9 deep too. They run everybody.
yeah, dude. They're so good from top to bottom. Like it's scary. I mean, when they win the championship last year and then go and get more of the best people in the transfer portal, it's hard to kind of be shocked by it. But yeah, when you see that kind of dominance, it's crazy, bro. It's insane what they were able to do. And halfway through that first half, I'm like in my head, I'm like, all right, bet. Like we're about to see them finally get knocked off. And they said, hold on, hold my beer. Like they could hear the murmurs in the stands like start
Yeah.
going. And yeah, no, and I think that's going to end up being the difference in the game. At the end of the day, that they have a whole week to think about it. Bama has a whole week to kind of get in their heads like we deserve to be here. They're thinking about they deserve to be here, while UConn's just thinking about getting through to the next fucking game, the one that actually matters to them. And I'm excited, man. Bama's going to get routed. Um, I'm gonna go and do UConn to win by at least 11 in this
Is
one
that
at the
what the
beginning of
spread
tip off
is,
and
or are
see.
you just changing it or
Oh, I'm
adjusting it?
changing it. We can go see. Oh, I think it's gonna be a blowout.
No, I know. I'm saying, is the spread 11, or are you adjusting it to 11?
Oh, I'm adjusting it to 11. The spread, oh, spread's 11 and a half right now. So
That's what I
they
was about to
do?
say. That's
What they do is like when games start, they like do the win margin
the live
on these
odds
things.
update or whatever.
Yeah, and 11 plus usually does some crazy shit when it's like 5 minutes into the game. You can usually get good odds on each team. So
Nice. So, as a biased Florida fan, let's say, like, does Alabama deserve to be here? Florida fucking routed these dudes. Like, what has Alabama done? What is it that they turned around and just started really dominating? They haven't really had a close game too much in this tournament. What is Alabama doing?
that white dude started fucking going out of his mind. That I forget his name, number two,
Oh, I thought you
started
meant
playing
a
like
guy with the
crazy.
last name of White, because I don't know.
No, the white guy, number two on Bama, started playing out of his mind.
Well, they have
Huh.
Sears, and Sears is like legitimately good, but everybody knew that Sears was legitimately good, that he's been the only good player that they've had this entire year.
Is
And
that the white kid?
no, 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 that's their
Oh.
actual good guy. Their like point guard.
Well,
Their
this number two dude, he
Grant
knocked down
Nelson
like
with a
three.
does he have a
I
pedo
think so.
stash?
Yeah. Yeah, number two.
Yeah. He has
Yeah,
like a
he
creeper stash, dude.
he
I
knocked
don't like
like
it.
three threes down near the end of the game, and then got two clutch ass blocks. Like he was killing it for them in the last game, and then they said something like he hasn't really shown up all season, and but he's been on a tear in the tourney. So, I mean, that's what it takes, right? These SEC teams, every SEC, the Gators. That's why the Gators are good. That's why these teams. That's why we have. I had three. I think you had three in one of yours in the Final Four. Like that's why, because
Yeah.
there's these. Every SEC team has a great fucking player, if not two or three, and it's not all like UConn got lucky because half of theirs are over fucking 6'7" and dogs and could be starting in the league right now. I feel like two or three of them probably are from
They
last
have three
season's.
guys that'll be in the NBA next year, for sure. I
Like
don't know about
it's
starting in the
insane.
NBA, but
Yeah, I like to over exaggerate my statements, but yeah, at least in the SEC, there's at least one dude that can take the fuck off. And in these tournaments, sometimes that's what it takes. We're known for playing defense, unless you're the Gators, who like can average 100 points a season. Most of the time, like the SEC is known for predominantly playing pretty damn good defense and keeping it in the 70s and 80s and not letting it get too loose like these other conferences and shit that we play. These in the archaeological division of the West Coast and shit like that, where they're putting up 120 a game and you got these people averaging 35, 40. Now we got dudes that are averaging 25 a game, and that's insanely good for SEC play. When they get up at like NC State, dude Burns, he was going up against these fucking cats every single day, and it
Yeah.
didn't look like it was that good. But now that he's not playing these ACC juggernauts every fucking day, like, oh shit, like, that's basketball. That's the way it happens. And if you can match good guard play with it, like Alabama's been able to with Duke Shields or whatever the fuck his name is, it's going to help out a lot. It's going to help you get runs, and it's all kind of luck of the draw too, right? You got to get people knocked out ahead of you, and get lucky. Who thought Kentucky was going to lose so early? Not me. That's for damn sure. So, and I
Not
think they
me.
would have faced up against NC State early as well. If I'm not
Yep.
no, it was
Yeah.
NC State that they would have
Yeah.
faced.
Yeah. NC State
So
got
like,
Oakland, luckily for them.
so you got to get lucky in these runs, and it happens every single year. That's why, yeah, these people think they're smart. I think last year was the first year in what 15 years that all four one seeds made it to the Final Four. Or
Yeah,
was
the
it not
first year
last
in a
year, the year
long time.
before?
Yeah.
Like you always got to think about the Cinderella and not always just go off the top. And that's why Alabama has zero chance, because they're going up against literally it's insane, bro. Like you can talk about the college basketball and how the NCAA tournament is magical and March Madness and all this shit. We'll get back to that in like 2 years after UConn gets rid of these guys. And this, I don't know how they get these transfer portal guys to mesh so fucking well with each other so fast. And they did it again this season. It was insane.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think UConn's going to just run the floor with them. And I think it'll, weirdly, with all this Cinderella, with all this crazy shit, with everything going on, it's, in my opinion, going to be two number ones. It's going to be UConn. It's going to be Purdue. Um, the team that thought that they could do it last year and lost to a 16 seed as the number one overall seed against the team that actually got it done last year and is the number one overall seed this year. I think it's a cool story. That's what the NCAA wants. It's the player of the year against the best team in the league. So it's going to be one of those things, But not that I'm saying it's scripted. I'm just saying at the end of the whole 68 teams, everybody's going. There's upsets. There's overtimes. There's kids from Oakland that's not California going off, and all this stuff. It's going to be the two best fucking teams. It always is, right? I mean, obviously, every now and then there's a random team in there. VCU, I think, made the national championship. They lost, but there's the team every now and then. But it's going to be the two
Shit.
best
Butler
teams.
doing it back to back. Right, was it
Yeah,
Butler? Oh, Villanova. Butler or Villanova doing it back to back recently. Was it Butler?
Butler made the Final Four back to back. Yeah, I think so. They
Oh,
made the championship game one year, I think, and then the Final Four the next year, something like that.
might have been Villanova.
But it's always going to
I think it was,
be,
yeah, it was Villanova with DiVincenzo,
yeah. But they were a number
Hart.
one seed the second
So,
year. What are you sewing? I said it's always going to be one of the two best fucking teams.
yeah.
So you're saying it's Villanova that they were the best fucking team? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
No, I don't know. But
Whatever.
UConn is right now.
I have
I
UConn.
don't like it.
Yeah.
So, out of the two teams that can, two one seeds that can lose on Saturday, it's Purdue, right? There's no way in hell UConn loses.
Um,
That
I don't think
was a
either
lot
team
of dead
loses.
air.
Honestly, I'm trying to think of which team has the best. I think both games going to be a blowout. You said you think there's a battle at NC State, but I think both teams are going to be blown out. I think, I guess, I think the closer margin will be Purdue, but I still think Purdue is going to win by like 14 points. Like it's still going to be domination.
No way.
Yeah. So
You not watching NC State the other night?
I told you I watched every single NC State game. I still don't get it. They needed overtime to beat Oakland, dude.
I don't get
Like,
how Zach Edey can't keep getting away with this shit. Like you said earlier, he is not an NBA player. He ain't shit. He's a big ass man playing fucking people who are going to be inputting fucking numbers and letters into computers for the rest of their life. Like they're going to
well,
be reading off a script to sell fucking insurance.
unless DJ Burns gets on my cardio regimen, he's not gonna be an NBA player either. So,
Oh
uh,
my gosh. Can y'all shut up with y'all scoring so much?
dude, every time I check back in, we're just like putting up 10 more
I
points
need
every time we
Garland
check
to
in.
start passing the ball.
Hey, you guys just hit something. All right, so before we move to the NBA, was there anything else in the weeks that we missed that's worth talking about? Oh, well,
Yeah.
aside from the football trades, we'll talk about those as well. But
Yeah, there was something.
anything in the non-football or basketball world that happened?
I don't think I'm gonna remember. There
Well,
was
while we're on
something.
college basketball, we don't
Oh,
talk about it, but so
so we were gonna talk about women's.
yeah, we don't talk about women's a lot. This is we when we do talk about women, we say that we don't really watch a lot of it. It's a different game, and I don't want to be rude. They're fucking talented. They would run our rec team out of the gym, but it's a different game. It's not dunks. It's not excitement. It's not that. It's fundamentals, which is also exciting. But it's more of like you have to be an old head. You have to really understand the game to watch what the women do. But now, finally, there are superstars. Superstars with an S. Yes, there have been superstars. There have been people that have been dominant. Obviously, my favorite, Diana Taurasi, was a dominant superstar, but there's multiple, and they play on multiple teams now. And on Monday night, it was Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers versus Juju Watkins. And like,
And
it
like Ted
was
Lasso hit.
unreal, dude. Everybody showed up. Shout out to everybody, but I just want to give a shout out to the two losers. That's rude. That sounds rude coming off my hand, but Angel Reese and Juju Watkins, they both did their thing. Reese twisted her ankle and still had like 17 points, 16 rebounds. Juju realized real quick that she was the only fucking person on her team that could do anything. She was like, "All right, it's up to me, bet." And she went out there and she tried to make it up to her and made a game out of it. So shout out to those two. But at the end of the day, man, superstars are doing stuff and they're drawing fans to the women's. I imagine you're like me and you've watched more women than you ever have over those past month, right?
I mean, I don't know if you ever knew who my dad was, but I've always been known to watch. No, I'm kidding. Let me just chill. But yeah, no, I have definitely watched women's basketball a lot more than I ever have. Um, I think back what was it when the Aces drafted Kelsey? Watched
Kelsey
a couple
Plum,
games. Yeah, I watched a
nice.
couple games of them. Just because I think they'd just won the year before or some shit, or just started or something to where they were supposed to be this mega team. I watched them play the Liberty and Sabrina wet all over their
Mm,
faces. Um, Bad. I think there was like a 20-point blowout on New York's part. But yeah, after that, flash forward to now, I guess, because I think we watched a couple of Page bucket highlights like
like two
right
years
after
ago.
COVID, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years
And
ago
then
maybe.
she got hurt, disappeared, and now she's back. But yeah, it's been awesome to see, bro. And last year's finals, I think a couple of different people watched it. I tuned in, and it was kind of depressing because you could see it wasn't all about Angel Reese. Yeah, Angel
Yeah.
was cool. She was taller than everybody else. She was able to get some rebounds and get to the line and make her free throws, but nothing stood out to where she
Yeah.
was
She's not the best player on her own
deserving
team,
of all
which
that.
is
No,
whatever. But
no, not at all. But she was the most outspoken, which gave her flowers of being a hill,
and Shaq's
and
in
it
her
was
corner, so that's all it takes.
was absolutely hilarious for her to come out and trying to play poor B-roll after that game the other
Oh,
night. No, you're the
oh,
heel.
yep.
You have the bullseye. You're going to keep that bullseye. And whether you decide to play college again or go to the pros, I don't know how that works there.
She already
But
said she's going to the pros. She declared
all right,
today.
well, you're taking that bullseye with you there. And like people aren't going to be able to see you in a different light just because you finally lost and you want to become
Yeah.
the charming. No, no,
And
no. You
listen,
want to be
fucking
cocky.
lean
You want to
into
be a
that
prick.
shit.
Be the cocky
Yeah.
prick.
Be
Yeah,
cocky. Be the
that's my
prick.
thing.
We love
Be the
it.
cocky
We
prick.
love it. Just be
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Shit.
down with it. I'm down with it. Also, absolutely loved that they started getting their asses beat and they tried to allude and point to when she rolled her ankle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that scoreboard already said plus 12 when that ankle roll happened.
And it
And
was early as fuck, and she
they did
played the
bring it
entire
back.
game.
They did bring it back. And then it got back really bad, but y'all weren't close when that happened. You weren't up when that happened. It was a game solely because of her 20 boards. She had 15 points, 17 points. Like, cool, good
Yeah,
job.
well, the Flo J girl, like that's what I don't like about the Angel Reese narrative. I'm fine with Angel Reese. I think she's a great player. I love the heel. Stay the heel. I'm down with that. But where's the light on this Flo J Johnson girl? Because she's better. She's a better player. She's fucking good. And she doesn't get shit because it's all about Angel
She
Reese.
will
And I
next year.
hate that. I hate that.
We
I
need,
want the
we need,
superstar.
bro. I don't know the head coach of LSU's life. I don't know if she's been married, how many times, but she's buried a couple of husbands underneath her fucking house, right? Like
Yeah.
that woman is psychotic.
Did you
Like,
watch her college highlight reel thing, by the way, that's been traveling around?
no, haven't seen it. All I saw was her. All I heard was her press conference after the whole incident with South
The New
Carolina,
York Times
and
shit or
then
whatever?
no, just her fucking. I wish she would have pushed Angel Reese like that. Like,
Oh,
yo, what this?
after
You're
South
talking about
Carolina.
children. You
Yeah,
were talking
yeah.
about kids, bro. Calm down. Like, you want another child to push a bigger child? Calm it down, bro. Like, just let it be done. And I was like, all right, cool. And then in watching them play in this tournament, that woman's a fucking psycho. Like, she eats chicken and the bone. Like, there's something wrong with this woman when she orders a whole Maine lobster, she eats the shells. Like, there's something wrong with her
That's
and
why she's
inside.
LSU, bro.
Like, when she gets crawfish, she eats the whole thing. Like, bro, there's something wrong with that woman. She is psycho. Um, I mean, hopefully she's one of them people that since Angel's gone, I'm gonna go ahead and retire because Flo J does not need that woman in her life any much longer. She should have been the one. She should have been getting 90% of the touches. If you don't have anything, put it inside the Angel and let her get fouled like she always does and go to the free throw and pat her stats with the points. That's what they should have done. They probably would have won another championship, but they didn't. That's the last time I talk about them. Caitlin Clark in the third quarter of that game.
Mm.
This woman, she's a fucking dog, bro. This woman went into the locker room, probably put her chair next to a mirror, and just sat there. What are you, fucking an average ass little Joe? Or are you gonna be a fucking bomb ass Jane? And that third quarter, bro, she went fucking stupid. The way she's able to set her teammates up, knowing that she's gonna sink in the coverage, no
Yeah.
matter where she goes, like she knows, all right, bet this chick over here, she's ready to cut whenever I step to the right, sink in, draw up, backdoor perfectly, just perfectly in the bread basket to take it
Yeah.
right up. That I don't think a lot of people even like notice that type of shit. They see the assist numbers at the end of the game, but the way she's able to set her teammates up, chick's different, bro. And I'm so excited for this matchup we're about to see. I wish it would have been pre Booker's injury or
Mm.
next season. Like give Buckers another Buckers. I want to call her buckets. Give Beckers another like 8-9 months to get back, right? Like she's finally getting healed. Now we got to get her back into basketball shape.
Yeah.
And like once she gets there, her second half will end up being just as maybe not just as explosive as Caitlin. She was Caitlin. People that don't understand, this one was Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark was Caitlin Clark. Like she was supposed to be the next Steph. Like she was supposed to be the next LeBron. Like she was supposed to bring women's basketball and be like
Yeah.
so. Let's put this into perspective. Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Who else went there? Those are the top two that I can think of.
For what? For UConn?
Um, yeah,
Maya
UConn
Moore.
women, Suber, Maya
Maya
Moore.
Moore.
Just those
Uh,
three. Paige was supposed to be better, like bar none, better than these three coming out of high school. And I'm excited, bro. She's showing flashes of being back. And she's a competitive person, so as long as she can keep that competitive spirit and be able to get some kind of on court rest, that I've Gino needs to start that shit at 3 minutes into the second quarter, not fucking 5 minutes left of the game. But yeah, I'm excited, dude. It's gonna be a really good game. I'm excited for it. Nobody gives a fuck about South Carolina and NC State at all. Put South Carolina by 25, and you'll probably win what, $30 off of 1,000. So
just what is the odds? Because they're both going to be negative odds, but to win the first half and win the game, you'll get a little bit more if you do it that way, right?
yeah,
Because South Carolina's gonna, if you do every quarter, win the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and the game. Like they're just gonna win it all, dude. It's gonna be a bloodbath. But
yeah. And I know they do like pregame they do spreads from like 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, and they go all the way up to 20 and then like 20 plus. I bet their 20 plus is like minus
that's gonna be the
300.
minus, right?
It probably is.
But shout out to NC State. Listen, like, um, the women weren't supposed to be here either, right? So that school is on their way. I don't know how. I don't know what happened, but neither of these two teams were supposed to be here, and they both are. So that's really cool. It again screwed up my bracket because I had Stanford, but what can you do, right?
So legit, the only way to make money on this game, like plus on South Carolina, is the South Carolina to win minus 1.5 and either the over and under parlayed, which is 139.5.
Well, the minus 1.5 is definitely gonna happen.
No, 11.5.
Oh, that's definitely gonna happen too. So I'm
So you
not
got to
worried
either
about
pick
that.
the over or the under and hope it hits.
That's crazy. I don't even see women's tournament. Oh, here it is. So do they
But
have
that's
the like
literally
first half and
no, that's
game?
not even available. Nope.
Will it become available?
I doubt it if it's not already.
That's dumb.
So 139.5. So you got to parlay them to win and the over under pretty much to get plus. That's plus 230. So I mean, we might have to actually go in on that.
I think over. But the scary part is they're going to be so good at defense, but they might score like 80 points themselves just because they're going to
Yeah.
beat the shit out of them. That's tough.
What does NC State average?
What does any women's basketball team average? It's probably in like the 60s.
And that's what men's usually do.
Well, women have 4 quarters, so maybe
So
it's
what are we
actually
gonna do?
more.
Under or over?
I think the over, dude. Hold on, let's look at the bracket. Let's see what NC State has done. We're making an aside real quick to make some bets. Hold
Sorry,
on, please.
guys. This is what we do. While he's doing that, I do want to thank Joe and Glinda. Shout out to Seastein. Whenever this does come out, it will be his birthday. I think he was 2 years older than me, so he will be turning 34 if he was still here.
Hey,
Yeah, shout out to them. Every year is definitely hard on them. It's just another year away from him, and I can only imagine that as a parent. But they sent a anniversary card, and just for them to be so thoughtful and do shit like that, like they truly are amazing people, and love you all to death. They are
wow,
the bomb.
that's awesome. So
Yeah, yeah.
NC
He asked
State.
me for my address.
Oh, that's cool. NC State scores mid 70s. South Carolina scores mid 70s normally. But South Carolina just won 70-58 over Oregon State, so that would be way under. And South Carolina won 76-66 over Texas, so also under by just a little bit. No, that one would be over by just a little bit. Oh, I think over. I'm feeling the over.
All right.
Can you do both? No, because both would make you no money.
Yeah, it's the exact same odds. Oh, Mitchell and Durant to score 13 plus points in the second half.
That ain't gonna happen. Because we're up by like 20. Durant's gonna. Actually, you guys will make a run because we always give people runs. Look at
You know what gives
Royce.
me the
Let's
runs?
fucking go.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Fuck you. So we're gonna do over and the win.
I think
$5 to win 16.50.
$5 is a lot. I'm still a little pansy bitch
Bro,
by
I'm telling you,
betting.
I've been fucking
I
been on
know,
my
but
dumb shit.
it's gotta just be on games I care about or know about. Anyways,
Y'all are leading
so
72 to 60 to 47. Do y'all literally pump one in at the end?
I guess so. I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, you do.
Um,
I wish I would
so
have known Donovan Mitchell was coming back. I would have put his points instead of fucking Max Struess's.
why don't you go
What's up,
bet the
Daddy?
Cavs live bet right now? What are the odds?
To win?
Yeah, to win right now. Put your money where your
First to
mouth
come
is, bro.
back and win is plus 1200.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I hope not, but it very well could. Fucking Suns, dude. I'm just a begrudging Suns fan.
Spread
All
is
right.
20 points.
Oh, we'll definitely give that back to you. Without a doubt, we will give that back to you.
I'll put 5 on that.
Yeah, we will 100% give that back to you. 20 points? Yeah, it'll get single digits at some point.
JB's pissed at the
It'll
staff.
get single digits. Like, you can't put money on that, but it will be single digits at some point in this game still. All right. So let's do a couple of football things. Do you want to do the good or the bad first? Or I guess it's neither good nor bad, but
Let's do the bad. The Jaguars are fucked. The Texans are probably going to end up winning the
that's
AFC
the
next
good.
year.
That was the good.
No, that's bad. I'm a
I know,
Jaguars fan, bro. Do
but
you
the
see this?
trade,
Do you fucking see this big fucking thing that I need to
the
get removed
trade
and
was
put a
the good
fucking
one.
Texan?
The trade was the good one, though.
This shit's horrible.
Now it's gonna be two bads then, because we can't call the other one good.
Well, yeah,
And
it's good for literally 99% of the world and bad for the 1% that's a Jaguars fan.
it's good for
We're
Stephon
fucked.
Diggs, dude. Like, I love Josh Allen, but it is good for Stephon Diggs. He's about to eat, and it's gonna be awesome for him.
He's about to go crazy. Players are going to go through a dome, which is going to be great for the NFL. Honestly, like the NFL would much rather go play in Houston in a dome than go play in Cincy and snow than go play in fucking
Yeah.
Buffalo and have to postpone. Go play in fucking Jet Life Stadium. Like, no. They want Houston to get the 1 seed. They want the road to go through the Texans, and the Jaguars are going to suck forever, which is something else they want because our market sucks. Dallas is
Houston's
probably
market
going to end up
sucks.
getting the
What are you
Chiefs.
talking about?
No, it does not. The people of Houston, bro. No. Houston market does not suck. Houston's, bro, they have. No. Don't say that.
Okay.
Are the Astros a small market baseball team? No. Then how can
Yeah,
you say they're a small
they
market
fucking
football team?
suck.
Because they cheat.
Nobody likes the Astros.
Because they cheat, but it's not a small market. Like
Yeah, it is.
there's a market there. No,
They
it's
don't get
not.
free agents. People don't want to go play in Houston. The only thing that Houston has is no state tax, but so do you guys, so whatever.
And that's literally all the only reason people come to us, and not that now they're going to the Dolphins because they're actually good again.
Right?
They would come to us, and then they went to the Bucks. Now they go to the Dolphins, or they're going to the Texans.
So if you
It's
haven't
insane.
heard and can't elude from Steele's ranting, the Bills
Sorry,
traded
my
Stephon
bad.
Diggs to the Texans.
Bullshit.
And let's talk about both sides because both sides are real things. So let's start with Texas because you've already Houston because you already talked with them. Does this? I clearly know your answer by your rant, but Does this really move the needle toward them being like a potential 1 seed, a Super Bowl contender, or does it just kind of move the needle to them being in the hunt and probably winning the South because the South's not that great, no offense, but like
None
just
taken.
around that level of like 3 to 6 seed, but winning the division, that type of thing.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I mean, when you think about the weapons, Tank Dell, his legs gonna be healed. Nico Collins is what, 7'5" and runs a 3.5 40, if I remember correctly. Dalton Schultz. They had another little dude who kind of fell off a little bit, but he's really good. But you now all Steph has to do is come in and play ball. He doesn't have to come in and rah rah be the rah rah rah. No, that's CJ's job. Like you don't have a hush quarterback like Josh Allen. You don't have a quiet wide receiver room. No, you got fucking Nico Collins in there, who's a fucking dog and is gonna say enough for everybody on that team. You have a vet in Dalton Schultz, and oh yeah, your fucking head coach, D'Amico Ryans, is a dog in himself, and nobody else needs to speak when he's in the room. So we don't need Diggs coming in and trying to control a locker room, trying to control a meeting room or anything like that. Now, dude just has to come in and watch play tape and run routes and play ball. That's going to be very scary for a lot of the league. A lot of his energy that he's had to waste on trying to keep a team together, try to keep his quarterback kind of from being unraveled or making the right reads and getting pissed off. No, no, I mean, take this how you want, but man's never played with a quarterback of his color, so I don't think he's gonna have to go off too much and think that he's messing with a dumbass white boy that doesn't want to get on the ball. You can take it how you want, but I honestly feel like that's real. Like this dumbass cracker don't know what he's doing. I've heard it
Is
before.
Stroud, this is gonna
I've thrown the
sound ignorant,
football.
but is Stroud fully black or is he mixed? Because he's pretty light skinned.
I think he's fully black. Yeah, he's light skinned as
Um,
shit, but I think he's
all
fully
right.
black. But I think they'll be able to gel more just in that thing. Like we all saw the Key and Pill skit from back in the day, acting like Obama. Like it's just a natural thing, and I really think that's going to be a positive note that he's going to have a young black quarterback in CJ Stroud that he's going to be able to vibe with. That he's not going to feel. I don't think he's going to want to go off on the sideline because he's going to have too much respect, too much fear for his head coach, for his quarterback coming and eating an asshole into him like he has done in the past on his teammates. I don't think
And
he's
the
going to have to worry about
city,
that.
right? Like Houston over Buffalo,
H-Town.
uh, is is very much. I mean, I don't know Buffalo. I've never been to Buffalo. I've never done anything about Buffalo,
They got good
but
wings.
it's a northeast snowy area. H-Town is very Hispanic and African American. That is like 98.5% of the demo is either Hispanic or African American. They will love
And the
him. He will
thing,
fit right in. It'll be awesome.
and I feel like the thing, like that's why the needle's kind of moving too with like the new age of society. Like back in the day, these blue collar places like Buffalo, like Philly, they don't want these prima donnas that argue on the
Mhm.
sideline and want to throw tablets because you're not getting the ball.
Right.
Houston don't care. They're gonna rock with that. They're gonna agree with you. Like they're not so blue collary. They're not so fucking. We built this town with our own two hands. Like no, Houston is very business based. It's a huge, vibrant, economic city that's gonna take Stephen in with all his flash and give him whole bunches of money to be in commercials, and they're gonna take it with a grain of salt. Unlike a town like Minnesota, unlike a town like Buffalo. Like, yeah, it was all flowers and roses when he was producing and doing good. But the last 2 seasons, even in last off season, when everybody in the fucking city of Buffalo was ready to ship his ass off for a fucking bag of fucking peanuts. Like it's weird. This is gonna be a really good fit, and it sucks. And you want to talk shit about Joe Mixon in the text and all this stuff. That's another thing. I think it's gonna be a great fit. Cincinnati's a different city. It is a blue collar city. It is a roughneck city, but it's also a city that literally will love you till the end of days if you rep their colors. And Joe Mixon did it to the fullest, and he always had a good time. I think now he's going to be able to come out of his element again in a dome at least 8 games a season helps any position player and wanting to play. Turf, grass, I'll let them talk to you about that. But dome, we all know how they feel about it. And also Larry Tunzel. Fuck, I forget the tackle and the guard. They literally have a great line. Their left guard sucks to say the least. But other than that, they have a great fucking line. A great line. And I really think Joe Mixon's going to be able to feed off of that. And just that vibe, bro. Like, add in Stephon Diggs, add in Daniil Hunter, add in Joe Mixon. Like, those three guys, their character, I feel like is going to fit really well with that city. And when you when you like your job, when you like showing up the next day, when you like the guests that come in to see you, at least in my aspect as a server bartender, you want to do more. You want to provide a better experience. You want people to be more happy with your performance. And I think that's going to play in all their parts. And oh, yeah, I think they've signed like 8 more defensive tackles in the meantime that nobody's talking about, just adding depth to that line. Yeah, I honestly would not be surprised if 8, 9, what is it? Yeah, 8 months from now, all roads are leading through Houston and the AFC. I would not be surprised whatsoever.
Well, I'm certainly not as high on them as you are. I think they can do fine.
They're smart. They still have 3 more years of rookie contracts, CJ Stroud, too. They can sign fucking like $40 million more worth of people per year.
Well, we'll see.
They're smart as fuck.
If something changes personnel wise, I can obviously change my pick, but I don't think they're like the number one clear cut seed.
That isn't enough. You're crazy.
Let's talk.
Who is the Chiefs?
Um,
Their own city doesn't want them. They're gonna be in fucking Dallas.
I haven't even heard that, but Dallas already has.
You haven't?
But anyway,
so today,
okay.
Anyways,
continue.
Sorry, I love you. So today, Kansas City had a vote come in, because it's like voting season with all the like regionals and stuff.
Yeah.
The taxpayers do not want to divvy out the money to help reinvest into a new Kansas City Royals and Kansas City Chiefs stadium.
They are now about to begin.
They need
Tell
new
the owner
remodels
to go
and all.
fuck himself. They don't need a new stadium. That's what they're voting against. Not that they don't want the team. Arrowhead
But
is.
Yeah, no,
is
they don't want to. They don't. Yeah, so they are now going to start the process to look elsewhere for their teams, the Royals and the Chiefs, as of today.
Oh, the Royals. Nobody gives a fuck about the Royals.
They just won a chip like 5 years ago.
And nobody gives a fuck about the Royals.
Beautiful ballpark.
If the Chiefs left, that would be a travesty to the NFL. That would be really sad. And that owner should be ostracized by the entire NFL community.
It's the Hunt family. They're one of the most beloved and recognized ownerships in the NFL.
I don't give a fuck. Then pay some fucking money for your own goddamn stadium. Don't rely on the taxpayers. Asshats.
That's why I love Shad Khan. He's willing to go half and half, and even the taxpayers are still saying no. I'm like, bro, I will move back to Jacksonville just to put one vote for him.
He's gonna move those bitches to London.
Yeah, that's so 2014. It's a decade ago, bro. Shut up.
It's not a decade. How many games in London do you have next year?
America's, no more than the rest of the league. I don't think. I think we only have 2.
That's probably more than the rest of the league.
No, because they're starting the stay over thing.
Yeah, I know. So, anyways, let's talk about the flip side of this trade. The Bills just told Josh Allen, "We think you can do it with nobody." Pat Mahomes did it with nobody. Let's see if you can do it with nobody. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck does Josh Allen have to do? And I'm obviously biased. I love Josh Allen. I think he's one of the best. But they just hamstrung this dude. He's got nothing. What are they gonna do with him?
I think they're gonna try to reset in the draft and see if they can't try to move up and get one of these, because we have a good 5 or 6 receivers that can go in the first round of this draft. There's 2 guys out of Texas, 2 guys out of Washington, all kinds of fucking weapons out there that we can get in the first round. So yeah, you get rid of a prima donna and Stephon Diggs in their eyes and get him. Gabe Davis, that was a huge loss, I feel like, and just spreading and opening up the field and allowing Kincaid and all these guys to be able to do their thing below. But yeah, you said it. Hey, here's Dalton Kincaid. Good luck. What? Like, bro, last year I had a guy that literally caught 15 passes, 7 of them were touchdowns, and Gabe Davis, probably the in leader in points per touch in
Yeah,
fantasy football history, and
for
Gabe
sure.
Davis. And then obviously somebody who demands a safety help at all times in Stephon Diggs, just in everything he's able to do. And then you have Dalton Kincaid, who finally showed up at the end of the season, able to keep linebackers kind of honest. And oh yeah, now we're going to go get some running backs. We're going to help. And then the offseason comes and this happens. I don't know, bro. I feel like they kind of have a plan in place and they feel comfortable. But if we're looking in August at this same wide receiver room that even a couple of NFL players have gotten in on the mockery of, yeah, you might be in a little bit of trouble. We all know that Josh Allen is the best running back on that team, so there's not much you can do there.
Right.
They've kind of hung their hats on having really good wide receiver play in Buffalo. Honestly, the last 20, 25 years now, at least having one guy as a guy, and this will be the first year in a very long time that they haven't had one, which is crazy to think about. Oh yeah, while we're talking about the Bills, Vontae Davis, that shit was crazy.
Mm, that shit was crazy.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to a man who retired at halftime of a preseason game.
Yep.
Went through OTAs, went through the whole pre-workouts, all this stuff. Fucking came in, got evaluated, let dudes play with his balls and butthole and give him his physicals and all this stuff. To realize I ain't young enough for this shit no more. Called his brother Vernon at halftime, let him know I'm done. Like, what are you done for the game? You done for the season? No, I'm done. Like, I'm walking away. Blew up on ESPN that day. I don't know. We won't know. Vernon came out and talked about. We won't know for a while now. It might be a
Right.
month, might be a month and a half, might be 2 months. But walked out of the sauna. Maybe got lightheaded or something. Fell. Crazy, crazy scenario. His longtime girlfriend or wife said that she feels like he suffered from CTE. But man, prayers up to his family. And
Yeah.
I don't know if he had kids or anything, but that sucks whenever these guys, he's 35 years old, bro.
I thought he was
Should
39, but either way, like
Oh, I
way
thought
too
it said
fucking young.
35. Well, maybe he retired at 35 4 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. I thought he was 39, but I could be wrong. You could be wrong. Somebody could be right. But but yeah,
But yeah, that shit was
it's
crazy.
sad.
And I found out by seeing the Shady McCoy and
Mm.
Tre'Davious White video talking about whenever they were on the sidelines, whenever he retired. And it just said RIP to a legend. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Mm.
whoa. It's like, what the fuck? And that was what, 3 days
I
ago now?
saw it on Instagram or whatever. But yeah, so the last thing I want to talk about, you keep throwing these heavy ass things before I just pull up bullshit headlines. But uh the last thing was Rashee Rice, and just we don't really get into the politics of stupid football players doing stupid shit. But what do you think is the outcome of this? Like he's now apologized, he's now done all that bullshit, but he raced and caused a 6-car accident, fled the scene. Now he's working with the police and he's apologizing and all that shit. What do you think is the outcome of this? Is he on the Chiefs next year, or will he be getting cut?
No, I think he'll be on the Chiefs still. There's a lot about accountability. He's doing what he can. Whenever he found out that they knew it was one of his vehicles and they knew that he was being sought after, he did what he could. It does suck that his initial reaction is to run, but I mean that
That's everybody's initial reaction, to be fair.
today's society, there's not a lot of people that wouldn't run from cops nowadays. Cops are very scary. Back whenever we were kids, we were taught that they served and protected. Um, Now all they do is write tickets and kill. So definitely understand if you get in trouble and you can run, that you would feel the need to. But also for him to realize he's such a high profile person, that he needs to take responsibility and be an adult about it. He is, and he's owning up. I think that'll help. Um, but also we're way too close to the Henry Ruggs situation.
Hmm.
It's still way too sensitive. and you have to set the examples, right? Like, what if he didn't kill anybody? What if he only got into an accident and people got injured? Like, would he still have a job? Would he not have to have the
Right.
repercussions? So I feel like that's gonna kind of weigh in on it. So he could end up missing a whole season, but I don't think the Chiefs are an organization to cut you off a mistake.
Mm.
Plenty of teams will. Every other team in that division, I feel like would. Honestly, the Broncos won't want to be around it. The Raiders have too much of a bad eye already. They're good on that shit. And the Chargers, they're just trying to win and they don't want that distraction. So I wouldn't see any of them. But the Chiefs, they're championship winning organization. They have Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes to kind of suck up all the celebrity, all the limelight, the headlines, so they can work on this in the backdrop. And if he doesn't play it down this season, they'll figure out a way to win games. So I don't think he'll lose his job with the Chiefs. He might not play it down this season. He might not earn a paycheck, but he's alive for one. And
Right.
as long as he takes ownership, then I'm down with it. Like
And
we all make
everybody else
mistakes.
is
Nobody
alive
bats a
too, which
thousand.
is
Yeah.
awesome. So,
Like nobody bats a thousand. People are going to make mistakes. It's what you do in those mistakes that like make you the human you are. So
well,
we'll
I don't
see.
know because I couldn't give two shits about street racing. But is there jail time associated with street racing or no?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And some different. So down here, there's like extra strict sanctions, right?
Mm.
As opposed to where we're from in Putnam County, where there's no such thing. If you're street racing, you might get hit with like disorderly conduct or fucking speeding and driving stupid, reckless driving, all that shit. No, down here, there's specific like laws in place against
Mm.
street racing and organized car meets and all that shit. So if there's shit like that, then yeah, there could definitely be heavier fines and even jail time to come with it. But some counties don't have it. Like it's not a federal thing. Um, as far as like street racing and shit, it's like LA has way more than Palaca does, so
Right.
LA needs to get a little grip on it and come up with different rules and regulations. I
Gotcha.
don't know where he was when it happened, but
Dallas.
probably because I know Houston has a really big car scene, so they're not too far away from each other. Actually, yeah, they are really fucking far away from each other.
Yeah.
But
At
it's
least they're
this
in the same state.
same concept. So maybe he'll definitely
Mm.
have to do some shit. Wouldn't that be some shit though to like go one day to your little city's humane society to adopt a cat and you see Rasheed Rice shoveling cat shit? Remember back in the day, my brother used to have to go to humane society all the time to do
Really?
community service. That'd be some shit.
That's funny. All right, well
But yeah,
that's
I
really
mean,
all I had. Do you got anything else before I go watch us finish stomping y'all ass?
the Red Wings aren't completely out of it.
Dude, ever since you fucking said they're guaranteed to make the playoffs, it's been a shit show. We're actually where we need to be. We just have to keep winning.
Yeah, we're straight.
Because we got a
Well,
game
bet.
in hand. We have a game in hand on Philly, and we're 1 point behind them. So literally all we have to do is win out, and then we'd have to hope the Caps win too, because the Caps would need to jump Philly for Philly to drop into. It's a whole mess. Uh, but we just have to win. But we're not going to win out. But we sit here and we beat Tampa Bay, who's a better team than us, and then we lose to some asshat team um, the next day. So we have a week off. Basically, we played on Monday and we don't play again until Friday. So nice long rest. We get to watch all these other teams play around us. Eddie is keeping me um, up to date with what we're
Whenever
doing.
I
But
saw the three teams tied for first in NHL, and I saw that one of them were the Panthers, I was like,
mm,
"Bro, we beat them in overtime. What the fuck is this? Like,
yeah, dude.
why are we not up there? Like, what are you talking about?
Because
The fuck?"
that's what it seems like all of my teams do. Um, we only have the one overlap with Detroit, so I don't know if that's what your teams do. But all of my teams seem to be the teams that beat the top of the league and then lose to the worst of the league. That's just what I cheer for,
Oh,
apparently.
speaking about your teams, what's going on with Otani? What are we doing about all this?
Nothing. He got conned by a con man. Shit happens, bro.
Is he playing?
Yeah, Yeah, he hasn't missed a game. He hasn't missed an at bat.
Is that really your take? Hold on.
Yeah.
That's your take.
Yeah.
He
1,000%.
he never bet on a game.
No, he's making $8,000 million. Why does he need to? Have you seen this fucking dude, this con man, bro?
I mean, I
This
saw
dude that
that
looks
his
like he cuts his own hair in his mom's basement.
Washington Nationals page said that he graduated from like UC Irvine or some shit.
Riverside or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it came out that he never even went there.
Yeah, he's a fucking con man. He found a dude that's trusting and he conned him, basically.
I thought they were really good friends.
They were. That's how fucking con men work. Do you not know how con men work?
So he met him in America?
Yeah, he became his translator when he was still in the Angels. Like he became his translator. Like he just weaseled his way in. He probably knew him in fucking Japan. I don't know, but he's a con man. That's what he does. It just finally caught up to him, bro. Like it happens. Shit happens. Move on. Let Ohtani be the first team all MLB. I don't even think that's a thing. But whatever it is that he does.
So Ohtani didn't bet not one time.
I doubt it.
We need to
He
get
might
Pete
have
Rose an
known
interpreter.
that he might have known that the interpreter was betting, but I don't think he ever told him, "Hey, go put money on the fucking Yankees." I don't think he ever did that shit.
So he's no Javante Porter?
I think it's just Jonte Porter, but I don't.
Javante Porter?
No, Porter was
Hey,
saying he got poked in the eye and had to leave so that his under could hit. That shit was way different.
my buddy just put in $100 for the Cavs to come back.
Nice. I told you,
That's
dog,
good.
it's gonna be single digits very soon, even earlier than I was hoping for. But that's how they're gonna be. All right. Any other shout out? You gave your two best shout outs on mid podcast.
Yeah,
So
I ain't got shit.
yeah, I don't either. I had something that I saw on Instagram, but I forgot about it because it was like 4 hours ago.
Boo.
The fuck? I didn't click that. Some Pistons, Malachi Flynn scored 50 points off the bench in a loss. What the? That headline just kept on giving, bro. Pistons reserve Malachi Flynn puts up 50 in a loss to the Hawks. Bro, what? 50 points off the bench in a loss to the Hawks. That's the worst thing you can do.
He did in 34 minutes. He
It's
got
a
6
franchise
rebounds
record
and 5
for a
assists
reserve.
too.
Okay. Now, who is this kid?
5 and 9 from 3.
Is he a Muslim? Maybe he's normally a starter that had to wait till like Ramadan was over and ate real quick and then came out. Because I've been seeing a lot of stories about that shit where like teams are calling timeouts like late in the first quarter and then letting their people eat real quick and go out there. I wonder if he's a Muslim. Nope, he averages 4.6 points a game. He's just normally bad. All right, cool. All right. Well, I don't know then. Shout out to Malachi Flynn, man.
Garland got his assist. I need Truce to get 4 more points and Allen to get 7 more rebounds.
And you need to worry about your team winning, not your fucking bets hitting, dog. But anyways,
fuck my team winning. I need money.
All right, I'm down with that. You hear that, Phoenix? You hear that, Cleveland? That's what we want to happen.
Just win by less than 20 and let my people get their stats.
I don't think we've won a game by 20 or more this year at all. So that was not ever in doubt. That's why I told you to bet it. Anyways, be like Malachi Flynn. Don't be like Brandon Seal. Always cheer for your team to win. And as always, be a stud, not a scrub.